Hey, pow pow bang bang people. A couple little roadway incidents here, kind of just looking at good and bad from the people involved. Let's take a look at this.
Sell for what you are going to see. The guy approaching the car is about to go completely bananas. First, he threatens the driver.
She said banana. Oh, that's racist.
You're gonna be in a hospital if you don't get out of here.
No, you can't bring a weapon out on me.
Yes, I can, because I have one.
Okay, so let's kind of evaluate this. First of all, the guy's holding up his camera, videotaping this. And, sometimes old guys, we just don't give a shit. So, it's like, what? Sometimes you just piss us off on the wrong day, and it's like, you know what? I'm dealing with all this other bullshit in life. I just don't care. So, this guy, he doesn't care. I mean, a guy's going to walk up to him. Now, this is supposedly over some argument over he owes him money. He's probably stalking him out. He's probably been hanging out, watching him, videotaping him, taking pictures, harassing him for the money. The guy probably didn't think he did a good job, so he didn't pay him, so now it's become personal. Is this guy right to approach? Or does he approach this guy with this little stick here? He's approaching him with an expandable baton. I'm sure civilians can buy that, but mostly cops, law enforcement own those. But he's walking over with his
The car is about
weapon.
to go completely bananas.
Now, when he has this expandable baton, if for him to walk over with this baton, legally wise, he's going to justify it. And I'm not saying the court will buy it or a jury would buy it, but he's going to justify that this guy has been harassing his family. He's been following him. He was in fear of his safety, and he was just going to approach this guy and talk. And this was purely defensive weapon in case he was attacked. Now, that will be the lawyer's story on why he had a baton. But when he bangs it on the guy's window, it's no longer a defensive weapon. He's hitting the guy's property, even though he's not breaking it. Most people are going to find that unreasonable behavior.
First, he threatens the driver.
You're gonna be in a hospital if you don't get out of here.
Okay, so he walks over with a weapon, and then he says you're going to be in a hospital if you don't get out of here. That appears to be a threat to me. It's not a straight up, I'm going to beat your butt if you don't leave, but it's implied. And I think most people would see that. That's a pretty good threat.
No, you can't bring a weapon out on me.
Okay, so let's talk about the dummy in the car. This is how idiots provoke other idiots, and the dumber idiot of the two ends up getting arrested. And the lucky idiot ends up not getting shot or killed. So right now, the guy in the car is the lucky idiot. Because if you got a guy coming up at you with a metal baton and banging on your window, you got to think, this guy's probably not right, and I probably shouldn't poke a guy with a pole that could beat me. You know what? We live in a day and age where people run around with these imaginary Superman vest and bulletproof vest on, and they just think nobody can hurt me because it's against the law, and I'm safe, and I'm protected, and I'm in my car, and I have a camera. There's newsflash, people. There's been people killed when they're videotaping. Okay, your camera doesn't protect you. This guy in the car is an idiot. Probably deserves to get his ass whipped. Rick, you can't say shut up.
Yes, I can, because I have one.
And then he goes nuts with a metal stick.
Get out of here!
Damien.
Okay. The guy kind of is losing all defense. Most defensive things when you go to court is who was the primary aggressor. Pretty simple for most any basic DA to make this guy with the stick the primary aggressor. And they're going to make the poor little pink panty weasel here, they're going to make him the poor victim who wasn't doing anything but simply parked on a road minding his own business when this lunatic came up and hit him. That ain't the case. Guy's probably been harassing him for weeks being a little smart punk. But that's not how it's going to be portrayed in front of the jury.
Dallin recorded the entire scary encounter. He says the fight stemmed from a money dispute over a landscaping.
So this makes the case a little bit muddy when it goes to court. Both people know each other. There's already a prior dispute. This guy apparently is at his home, and the other guy isn't at his home. So now we're going to get into who started what, who should have been there, who has a right to be there. But even though he had a right, was he there in a provoking manner? Was he warned before? Was there prior trespass? It's very easy to say, this guy's wrong, he broke the window. But in court, there's going to be all kind of other factors brought up. I still think this guy is wrong and not doing the right thing. And I still think the guy in the car is a dumb punk for being there. But you know what? The day two fools met, usually cops come afterwards.
What's your
Bill.
name? I was in shock.
Unbelievably, after smashing
You weren't in shock enough to leave. You weren't in shock enough not to be there. You weren't in shock enough when he was walking up to you with a stick to move away. See, the problem with the victim is he's going to have a hard time claiming fear. If he was scared, he would have backed up. Because they're going to try and charge this guy with threats and terrorist threats and assault and battery. And the other guy's going to say, yeah, I was in fear of my life. Well, why didn't you back up? Why didn't you leave? Why did you continue to film? Why did you stay after he broke your window? Where is the fear? And that's how people get in trouble when they use force protecting their property or engaging other people. You need to realize how the court's going to view this and the hard questions that are coming.
the window, the attacker gladly identifies himself.
What's your name?
Dennis Tissington.
Then
You're
the
going to
back
jail,
window
bud.
gets smashed.
What's your name? You got a busted back window? That's my name. He broke his back window. Rick, you shouldn't laugh. Shut up.
And Damien had enough.
Get out of here.
He drove off. There's more. This involves a shot.
Okay, so that was one scenario of that one guy. Here's another scenario. Woman gets out of the car with a gun. Now, this is pretty amazing that nobody knocked her out. Because you pull a gun on me, I don't care what you are. I'm knocking you out. If I can, if you're in reach, if I can get my fist to connect with your jaw, it's happening. But her friend takes the gun from her and probably almost shoots everybody else. But you know what? Women or men, if you pull a gun, you better have a better secure on it than this woman did. This is exactly how guns are taken away from people and used against them.
Shocking road rage in Gainesville, Florida. Two vehicles pull into a gas station for the nasty.
Okay, here comes Miss I am woman, I am equal. I've been getting a trophy my whole life. I get jobs. I can holler sexism if I don't like something. And my whole life has been easy because everybody's told me how special I was. So I'm going to walk out here with a gun with that same mindset that nobody can do anything to me and nobody can hurt me.
Confrontation. Watch as two women get out of the black.
So look at the way she's holding the gun. Not an aggressive stance, not an aggressive grip. Pointing it, thinking, I will scare them with a gun, but I have no intentions or I'm showing no abilities that I know how to even point it or hold it or control it. I mean, just amazing.
Black pickup truck. One of them is.
This guy tries to get the gun. Luckily, she didn't shoot him. I think he knows her as a friend or something, but he's getting out of this truck. Yeah, they don't say what this is in regards to, whether it's road rage, whether it's an ex-boyfriend or whatever.
Wielding a gun. Before
How hard was it to take this gun away from this girl? Look at her holding it. I don't think she's got the pistol grip. I think she's holding it by the slide. Wow.
she can cause any harm, her
This dude walks right up, and luckily he isn't getting shot while he's taking a gun.
Her friend wrestles the weapon out of her hand. Jacob Sylvester was charged with assault and battery, but he's refusing to identify the gun-toting lady friend.
He's arrested for assault and battery, and he won't identify her? He's a fool. He deserves to be in jail. And when he gets out, he probably deserves to be with her.
Luckily, no shots were fired.
Don't hit me.
Wait, we're not done yet.
Look at the bike lane is on this
It's
side.
called
A biker and a driver come face to face in yet another road rage incident, this time in Newport Beach, California.
Notice all the old guys are the only ones with testosterone left in the world, willing to stand up for something. Everyone else running around with pink carnations hanging out their butt, screaming, "We are the world," hugging and thinking tolerance and everything else. And I can be an asshole because I can, and nobody can say anything to me because they have to be accepting of me. All right, whatever. I guess we'll end that one there. Shit.